Good evening. Welcome back to the third and final segment of the Glazov Gang. Our gang members this evening, Dwight Schultz, who played Murdock on NBC's The A-Team. Georgette Gelbard, she's a partner at the ProjectOasis.org, an initiative to counter Islamism and Sharia at home and abroad. And Tommi Trudeau, a producer of films and music videos, and also a former groupie of Barack Obama. Am I correct?
Yes.
Let us begin this segment, Tommi, with why you at one time loved Obama. Do you still love Obama?
You know, I think he's led us a bit astray.
Astray?
I would like to say, Mr. President, I think you're one of the most brilliant people that I've ever seen on, in the political arena. But would you let someone else drive? Because you're taking us off in different directions.
How does a brilliant person take us off the proper direction? He's either brilliant or he's not brilliant.
He seems to, we've always been about fighting for the little guy, fighting for the mom who has to ride the bus to work, to scrub the floor for 10 hours to barely make enough to just get back to work.
This is all rhetoric. The left has never cared about
listen to
the
me.
working.
Oh, yes, we do. That's what we're all about. When
Really?
I voted...
Do you know what Lyndon Johnson did to the black family?
No,
do you know what the war on poverty ended up causing?
I'm not talking about Lyndon Johnson. Okay,
who are you talking about?
Well, for instance, I'm a big fan of Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Okay.
Now, I am, okay? But we're not going to get into that, okay? What happened?
What do you think of Castro?
Fidel Castro?
You think he meant well?
You know what? I think he got a little carried away with his own power, and I would say you got people living in, the whole time people are living. You isolated your little country, and you got people living in shacks.
Okay.
And you think you did a good job. You didn't.
Okay.
You didn't do a good job.
What makes him intelligent? What about Obama? What is
Let's
it
get back
about
to Obama.
him that's intelligent?
Yeah.
What is about him that is so intelligent? Have you got any proof of anything that he's done?
Oh, God, he's
brilliant.
brilliant.
I'm not saying that he's not
He is
intelligent.
absolutely
but
brilliant.
Okay, how is Obama brilliant?
Okay,
if he's got us into $15 trillion debt, if he's causing irreversible damage to the United States, he's bullying Israel, he's reaching his hand out in solidarity to Islamists throughout the Middle East. We're losing the Middle East.
I'm not saying I agree with any of that.
But if he's brilliant, why is he doing these terrible things?
Because I believe personally that when he got in the driver's seat, he had this incredible anti-colonialist agenda, and he is
But is an anti-colonialist agenda smart or stupid?
Well, you have to be very brilliant to enact it. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not agreeing with it. But what happened is I'm saying, Mr. President, I voted for you because I thought you were going to really be out there for the little guy. You were really going to help the downtrodden, and then you take off on this agenda of yours.
Tommi, do you not know what revolutions on behalf of the downtrodden have perpetrated in the 20th century? Do you know what the Russian Revolution? Do you know what the Soviet Revolution did? Do you know what?
Yes, but you could use that as to justify. Oh, we should ignore the downtrodden.
No, you don't ignore the downtrodden, but we know that there are limits of the possible. Totalitarian revolutions eat their own children. There are cures that are worse than diseases.
Well, it's not always that we're going to extremes. It's not a totalitarian revolution.
What is the Obama Revolution?
Yes.
And what do you think, Dwight?
Well, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to ignore what an anarchist can do. It's very easy to break things down. His intellect is being utilized to do that. When Bill Ayers went to Venezuela in 2006 to greet his comrades, and he said, I bring you greetings from the United States of America, where I'm involved in education. And by the way, he was working with Obama at that time. And he said, education is the engine of revolution. And in his mind, revolution is destruction. He said just recently, I wake up every day wanting to destroy the capitalist United States of America. It is easier to destroy than it is to build. And what Obama, who's always been a Marxist, who's not just a leftist, but a revolutionary and a Marxist, and all of his friends are all in the same boat, he went around the world right after his election telling everyone, we are withdrawing from the world take that. The power, it's going to be a power vacuum, and he started to denude the military, he started attacking every aspect of the United States government.
And Dwight, and I don't think that this is going off track. This is what he wanted
This
to
is
do.
what he wants to do. It's you give somebody a crowbar and say start taking the house
It might
apart.
be brilliant, but brilliant in its destructiveness.
That is what he's doing.
Georgette,
In my mind.
your thoughts on Obama and on
I spent a lot of time in
Tommi's
Russia.
eloquent defense of him?
I spent a lot of time in Russia, and whenever Obama says something now, it just reminds me of the nomenclature. It reminds me of this way he lives in a certain way, his wife lives in a certain way, and everybody else. He criticizes everyone else, but it's more than that. I see, just the way he comes out with certain things. I just feel like I'm living back in the Soviet days. Yeah. There's really nothing different about it. But one of the things, just to divert a little bit, I cannot for the life of me understand that after everything he's done to damage the country, why people don't see through him, including my Jewish friends. I'm completely bewildered. He is so anti-Israel. He totally can't stand Bibi Netanyahu. I mean, he's pro-Muslim, as you said, pro-Arab, he has never visited Israel. And yet they cannot, just like him, they cannot see any of his faults.
Well, I just said I think he's gone totally astray. I wish he would have told me this stuff when he was campaigning.
But you're going to vote for him again. Can you?
Did I not? Did I say that?
No, but just a second.
Say that I was going to vote for him?
Could you vote for Mitt Romney?
Yes.
Okay.
Here's what Mitt Romney has to overcome for me. Okay.
All right.
Right now, Governor Romney, I see you as someone who can really manage finances well, but you're kind of a callous billionaire who might not care about the poor. And
This is just rhetoric. What does it mean not to care about
okay,
the poor?
but the thing is, in the greater picture of things, you need to convince people who are on the fence like me that you do care about the person working their butt off for slave wages.
Tommy, I don't think you've learned the lessons of the 20th century. Social ills are not cured by government institutions. So to say that you care about the poor, the people that say that, they're the people that usually might damage the poor even more, because the greatest way to help poor is through the free enterprise system, not through government institutions. Government intervention
but
has
that's a little-
always helped poor people more than it's helped them.
Well, not necessarily. Medicare is a great thing. And, we have many,
Are you
many
for
programs.
Obamacare?
No, but I'm very grateful to President Obama for forcing us to deal with this issue. I don't think Obamacare is going to work at all. But you know what? We were ignoring the issue of health care completely. And this forces us to deal with it. We must deal with it. If Romney is elected president, he must deal with health care now. And for that, I'm very grateful to the president.
I think that you believe that every element of the human condition where there's problems can be cured within the human race. Am I correct? Do you believe in the perfectibility of the human race and of human institutions if people just get it right?
Not so much institutions, but I believe in the human race. I'm a big believer in the human race.
Do you believe that the human being can be perfected?
Yes, of course.
That's been attempted in the 20th century. We're almost out of time. I'm sorry if I keep colliding with you, Tommy. Prediction time. Georgette, who will win now that Rick Santorum is gone? Who will be the candidate for the Republicans?
Mitt Romney is going to be the candidate. He is the candidate. And I want to say, as a woman,
Okay.
I really like him. He really appeals to me because I see him as stable. He's just that good guy that you meet. He's very respectful of women. He's very good to his wife. He's very supportive of her when she's gone through illness. And I think he's got more empathy in the short time I've seen him campaigning than in the 3 years I've seen from Barack Obama, who does not seem to have a drop of warm blood in his body.
Why don't you think about Romney the way that Georgette does? It was a joke. 1 second, Georgette, who will win in 2012?
Mitt Romney, for sure.
You think Romney's going to beat Obama?
I have no doubt about it.
Really? Dwight?
Well, definitely Romney is going to be the candidate, and he certainly can win.
Okay.
We have the media to fight, and events change things, but I believe Romney definitely can beat Barack Obama.
Prediction time. Tommi Trudeau?
It's going to be a tough race, but if Mitt Romney can have an image of being more compassionate, he will win even people like me. Because honestly,
Because you're leaving the left after
no,
this
I'm not
show.
leaving the left.
Well, you're thinking about
No,
leaving
I'm not
the
even
left.
considering it. But the
Even
thing
after
is-
being on this
but
show.
my president's policies aren't seeming to work very well. I'm willing to try something else. But if you're callous, you don't care about the poor, I'm not going to vote for you.
Come over to us.
Okay,
So much more
ladies
fun
and
over
gentlemen.
here.
You don't care about the poor, I'm not going to vote for you. Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, Glazov gang members,
you.
10 seconds each. What are each of you up to in your personal lives or professional lives in the short term future?
I'm still working on my dream, which is the rehabilitation of a famous scientist who I think has been maligned, Edward Teller.
Wow. Okay. Georgette?
I'm working with my two partners, Dr. Wafa Sultan and Noni Darwish, and we're very focused on educating people on campuses and at Homeland Security and everywhere we go on what's happening with Sharia law in America.
Two great freedom fighters that she mentioned. Everybody go to theprojectoasis.org to help out. And Tommi, your plans?
I will-
That I'm kind of afraid to even hear, but let's hear them.
I am focusing my creative energies, working with my very good friend and personal hero, Nani Darwish, on the subject of women's rights in the Middle East currently. And that's where all my creative energies are going right now.
Bravo.
I will not argue with you on that one. Thank you for joining the Glazov gang.
Thank
Join
you.
us next week when we will be back. Good night.
Thank you.